We're going to get started with the NBA, specifically preseason basketball that tipped off this weekend. Several teams were in action, including LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers, who took on the Phoenix Suns. But yesterday was particularly special because we were all witnesses to history. It happened at the start of the second quarter when Bronny, LeBron's son, checked into the game and joined his father on the basketball court. This marked the first time in history that a father and son played together in an NBA game. Here's what LeBron had to say after the game.
The moment Bronny's on the court with you, how did it feel as a father and as a player?
Not real. Still kind of get a little bit used to it, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool for the both of us, and especially for our family. For a father, I mean, it means everything. I mean, for someone who didn't have that, growing up, to be able to have that influence on your kids and have that influence on your son, to be able to have moments with your son. And then ultimately, to be able to work with your son, I think that's one of the greatest things that a father could ever hope for or wish for. So it's pretty cool. We kind of stood next to each other. I kind of looked at him, and it was like the Matrix or something. It just didn't feel real. So, but it was great to have those moments out there with him.
I mean, it's surreal. I mean, I think we've only, in modern time, I mean, I remember when King Griffey Jr. and his dad was on the field together with the Mariners, and to see this, I never thought it was even possible, because that means Senior is going to have to play well enough, long enough, in order for Junior just to make it to that point. It's an unbelievable feeling. And guess what, Stephen A.? I believe the first game of the season they're going to play, I will be at that game. Now, run tell that. October 22nd, Shea going to be in the house.
We could talk about how surreal the moment is. I've been very disgusted at the cynics out there who've gotten at LeBron about this. I want to remind everybody who we're talking about here. We're talking about somebody where you can make a legitimate argument. There is no one who has done more for the game of basketball in the modern era. Yes, I could be critical about some jump shooting. I could be critical about him having a podcast when he knows his coach is on a hot seat and stuff like that. But make no mistake about it, I don't slip when it comes to recognizing A, his greatness, and B, what he has meant for the game of basketball. He's earned the right to facilitate his son being a teammate of his. The Golden State Warriors, as recently reported, was considering taking Bronny James, but out of respect to LeBron James and his wishes, didn't do so, according to the reports, which is why he ended up going number 55 to the Los Angeles Lakers. Let's understand that while Bronny has a lot to prove, and we're wishing him nothing but the best and all the luck in the world, LeBron James has earned the right to have the kind of cachet that could manipulate the proceedings to such a degree. This man is one of the top 2-3 greatest players in the history of basketball, without question. But what he has done as an ambassador of the game, he's earned the right to have himself in this situation for his son to be on that basketball court with him. If it was somebody else, we wouldn't be saying it. Let's make sure we say that about LeBron James. He deserves this. He's earned it. He's done that much for the game.
Stephen A.
And many people have been critical of the fact that Bronny is on the team to begin with. But guess what? I'm not one of them. I want to say this because it's important to point this out, okay? I will be critical of LeBron James when it's called upon. He is not the GOAT in my estimation. It will always be Michael Jordan when compared to him. I have LeBron at number 2. That's number 1. The other part about all of this is that, you know what? You want to shoot jump shots instead of going to the hole. You're reticent or hesitant to get to the free throw line in critical moments. I'm going to get on him about that too, which I have in the past. No need to do that now because he ain't scared to do that anymore the way he was earlier in his career. But it doesn't negate the fact that this is one of the greatest players to have ever played the game of basketball. He is on the Mount Rushmore of basketball. And on top of it all, what he has done for the game is immeasurable. And my appreciation for LeBron James and our appreciation collectively as basketball fans should always be, as he would state, surreal, to say the least. It is a damn travesty that you got people running their damn mouths acting like it's a problem that he got his son on the team. We're now learning, based off of numerous reports that have come out the last few days, that the Golden State Warriors were contemplating grabbing Bronny James at the 52nd overall pick but passed on doing so in order to respect the wishes of LeBron James, because they knew that the Lakers had the 55th pick and that LeBron James was going to make sure that the Lakers grabbed him. Ladies and gentlemen, LeBron has earned this. Bronny has something to prove. Bronny has something to earn. He's got to put forth the work and the effort over a lengthy period of time to show that he's worthy of being in the NBA. All of that is true. But in terms of the skids being greased, pardon the phrase, so Bronny James could be on the Lakers as opposed to another NBA team, why is that a problem? Coaches do that. Executives do it. There's a whole host of folks throughout the world of sports that facilitate things, that engage in a level of nepotism that we all notice because it's flagrantly obvious. Are you kidding me? This is Bronny James, the son of LeBron James. And when we think about the NBA and what it has become, and the $76 billion 11-year deal they recently signed with various television networks and streaming operations, I got news for you. Is that possible if it were not for LeBron James? You have any idea what LeBron James has done for the game of basketball? What LeBron James has done for the world of sports? And for him to have his son on the team with him, I got no issues with it whatsoever. I have zero issue with it whatsoever. LeBron James has earned that. Bronny James has something to prove. Fair enough. But LeBron James has earned it. He has earned our respect, our reverence, our deference, our appreciation for us to look at something that he wants and say, excuse me, can we do that for him? Yes, we can. Not just the Lakers, but NBA fans everywhere. Yes, we owe it to LeBron James to be receptive and courteous enough to appreciate the fact that he wanted to wear the same uniform, playing on the same basketball court as his son, and that he did what he could to make that happen. If he were not so great, if he were not so phenomenal, if he was not such a winner, he would not have been able to pull this off. But why was he able to pull this off? Because damn it, he's LeBron James and the rest of us are not. And if somewhere down the line, Steph Curry ends up having a kid that can get to the NBA level, and that's what Steph Curry wants, guess what? It's worth consideration doing that for him too. Why not? When you've meant that much to the league, when you've done that much for the league, when we've spent decades profiting off your greatness, and there's evidence to show what LeBron James has meant. Remember when he departed from Cleveland? It cost $1 billion to the local economy when he was gone. That's why they burnt this jersey in effigy. That's why they were so disgusted. That's why he was the pariah that he was, because he meant that damn much. Well, guess what? He still does, more than a decade later. And it's because of that that you should have no problem with him facilitating his son having an opportunity to play in the same uniform on the same team for the same franchise as his daddy. And last point, these are the Lakers.